In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the problems that companies face in the consumer packaged goods space and how data analytics with Sparkflows can help. First, we will start by discussing the problem and some potential solutions, and then we will take a look at a fully built example in Sparkflows. Looking at the CPG market as a whole, strong growth has been projected for many years to come. However, this overall growth comes with some caveats. Consumer sentiment and spending habits are changing faster than ever. Combined with the destabilized macroeconomic environment, this has led to uncertainty across the CPG space. Diving deeper into some of the specific challenges companies are facing, we can identify areas that can be improved using new data analytics solutions, such as Sparkflows. Most importantly, we will be focusing on defining buyer behavior patterns, cutting the costs of putting models into production, and improving visibility into evolving demand. We can further categorize the various challenges we identified by the business function and areas of need. By focusing on different categories, we also narrow the scope of every analytics project. For this example, we will focus on improving the scenarios on the left-hand side, or the consumer engagement side of the screen. Now that we have identified the issues we want to solve using data analytics, we need tools and a platform to build and execute. This is where Sparkflows enters the picture. Sparkflows gives all users of all capabilities, from data engineers to business users, the abilities to build what they need. Now let's take a look at a fully built solution in Sparkflows, starting with our exploratory data analysis. In this workflow, we can see that we are reading in the data here, and then we are transforming it in a variety of ways using our low-code and no-code nodes. We have split the data into different sections using these SQL nodes, and additionally, using these no-code nodes, we are then creating visualizations such as graphs and charts, and then we are transforming the data and saving it later. Let's now take a look at another example of data exploration. In this one, we are doing a little bit more data cleaning and less data exploration. We start with dropping our null values, our duplicate rows, and casting our columns to the correct types. Then we move on to performing a little bit of math, such as computing the following features, which will be valuable when we start our modeling. And next, we are transforming our strings to dates, and we are again casting our columns to the correct types. After this data cleaning, we are then grouping and visualizing our data by plotting our daily transactions, monthly transactions, customer transaction distributions, and customer store visit distributions. After we have built our workflows, we can also build on them by building reports. In this report here, we have collected all of the visualizations that we built in our exploratory data analysis into a single place. We can then collect multiple workflows worth of visualizations in a single place, making them easier to view for both us and for other users. Here we can see we have a bubble chart on the right, along with our incoming data set on the left. Here we have a graph of our country-wise distribution of invoices. We can see that a vast majority of our customers are located in the United Kingdom. By hovering over these graphs, we can also find the exact values associated with each bar. We can also take a look at our monthly transactions here. We can see that December of 2010 was an extremely popular time for our store. We can then use this information to further improve our modeling or to collect relevant data if we want to focus on a specific area. Here we can also compare visualizations to one another. Here we have the customer transactions distribution on the left and the customer store visits on the right. As you can see, they both have a very similar shape, giving us the general idea that these have a strong correlation to one another. Now let's take a look at our modeling workflows. This is where we will build the models that actually predict the customer lifetime value. Here we are inputting our data set, which we have done some data and feature engineering on, and then we are using our string indexer and our vector assembler to prepare the data, and then we have our linear regression node. This is where the model is built. As you can see, even for complex tasks such as building models and machine learning solutions, it requires no code from our part. After we have built our modeling and our exploratory data analysis workflows, we can also build on them by creating applications. Applications are a way for us to make our work more accessible to other users and to make it easier to use in the future. Let's run this app here. Apps provide a UI for us to interact with the workflows without having to use the workflow editor or our execution pages. Here we can see we are giving the user the option to run multiple different workflows. They can select their workflow, and then they can move forward within the app and run the workflow directly inside the app. The workflow execution will begin directly inside the app, requiring the user to only stay in one place without requiring them to move into different places in the platform. We can also see our models by going to the Modeling tab. Here we have all of the models that have been created on this machine, and for all of the workflows that we have built. By clicking on a specific model, we can then view details about each model. We can see the model summary. Here at the bottom, the model summary contains each of the configuration options that were presented when the node was configured. We can also then see the features. This is the data that was put into the model. Then we can see the training metrics. These are the performance metrics associated with the model when it was run on the training data alone. Then we can see the feature importance, and we can see how each feature has affected our overall model performance. And finally, we can see our test metrics. This is where we can see the final progress and the final performance of our model on test data. Thank you for listening.